Hello there and welcome back. Today we got a 1v1 between the red player here playing Burgundians, I believe. Yep, and then the Gurjaras in blue. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Red was a little bit AFK at the start. I thought maybe I wasn't going to be able to turn this one into a video because his villagers were not moving for like a solid 30 seconds. So he's already behind in TC idle time by, at least a whole vill. And so we'll have to see if he can make up that difference. I was quite curious to see how this matchup would go. This is my level of elo. So I was really interested in finding out how this Burgundian player would be playing against Gurjaras. Getting Cavalier early in Castle Age is really strong, and it actually doesn't work. I mean, it works fairly fine, I think, against camel civs, because at least against generic camels, those Cavalier do win. I don't think that they're quite cost effective, but it doesn't exactly stop your push dead in its tracks. So kind of feels good as Burgundians to be able to have a cav that's just a little bit stronger than camels. And Gurjaras have camels that hit with more bonus attack damage, so that probably changes, and Gurjara camels probably just flip the fight again, this time in the favor of the camel civ. So I'm really interested to see what the Burgundian player will do when most likely confronted with some camel play. He's gonna be pushing in a deer pretty early here. I think he just barely got that scouted quite quickly. Yep, doing some sheep scouting as well. Blue, on the other hand, has yet to push any deer, but has garrisoned all of his sheep, as the Gurjaras do, and he's about to finish his berries. So he's gonna either want to go grab a boar or one of the sheep pretty soon. Okay, it looks like he's going out to get a boar. The Gurjaras start is probably one of the things I dislike about this civ. They're the civ that I am not very good at playing myself, though I have gotten them quite a couple times in all random. So I've been forced to kind of learn how to play them. I don't go this efficient. I actually end up eating 2 or 3 of these sheep, and then it makes the Dark Age much more normal to me and a little bit more doable because I'm taking out the berries, and then I still have a couple more sheep to go with. So I tend to play closer to standard with the Gurjaras. The other thing that I mess up with them is that they have the Shrivamsha instead of Knights, and the Shrivamsha just doesn't quite replace the Knight line in my mind. So I really like having Knights as, I guess, a unit in most instances. Obviously, Jurchens are my favorite, and they don't have Knights either, so there's definitely exceptions, but it can be a little confusing as the Gurjaras, so I was still trying to figure out exactly how to play them. I've gotten to the point where I want to just go unique unit, play counter until I get to my unique unit, and go from there. So definitely not optimal play for Gurjaras, but we'll have to see if this player is much better at it. So far, so good. He's taken a single sheep out, I think. Nope, that was just deer. What am I talking about? He's got all his sheep still in the mill, and he is now pushing the deer, so he's doing a very efficient Dark Age, I believe, for the Gurjaras. Don't quote me on that, like I said. Not a Gurjaras player, or at least not a good one. Red's about to finish pushing in all of his sheep. I do believe we had, 3 sheep for this map gen, so pretty decent number of sheep for these players. And yeah, this will be really interesting to see. We are putting a mill down for red. And this is normal mill timing and not such an early mill timing for the Gurjara player. That's the other thing is man, the last time I played, did I put the mill down early or did I just have the sheep wait around until I got the wood for it? I don't remember. All I know is I do not play Gurjaras optimally, so. Ooh, early gold. That is curious. Okay, so I'm imagining this is going to be Man-at-Arms, or at least a Drush, which I think is probably a really good idea, especially against Gurjaras. Now, Burgundians do have Flemish Militia, so they could probably even go for like a stronger push with the Flemish Militia. Don't think that's going to happen because this is a little bit earlier gold mining, and it is just the 1 vill, which is ideal to get you that 10 gold to be able to recruit 3 militia. So I imagine that a barracks is going to be built relatively soon here. There it comes. And we'll be seeing a militia rush, so I don't think Flemish militia are quite yet on the menu. That, to me, wouldn't suggest it. Now, if on his way up to Feudal Age, we do get a mining camp down, I think at that point we're definitely going to see Flemish militia or a follow-up of archers behind those militia. So I do like this approach from the red player. It's not something I would go for. I would be going for scouts, but Gurjaras do have camel scouts in the Feudal Age. Including that starting camel, which is typically enough to swing the scout fights, and Burgundians don't really have any bonus directly towards scouts, other than slightly better eco, I suppose. So That'll be interesting to see. That on, as I mentioned that though, no wood upgrade has been grabbed for Burgundians. I highly recommend grabbing that. Like at the very first thing, once you've clicked up to Feudal Age, once you get the res after clicking up to Feudal Age, getting 20% faster wood choppers is super duper duper good. It almost puts you on the level, I say almost because you're not doing the whole game, as the Celtwood bonus. So very, very, very strong ecotech to grab, especially earlier the better. And so I'm a little surprised that our Burgundian player hasn't done that, especially with 8 vills on wood. He could be having a much, much more efficient wood line there. Gurjaras do hit Feudal Age. Looks like they are housed, so it's going to be throwing down a house as well as a stable. A little bit of an inefficiency there. Sometimes it might be worth it to grab your, what is it? Loom, sorry. Forgot the loom tech. Sometimes it can be worth it to hold on to your loom and not grab it until you hit Feudal Age. I think that's something I'm tempted to adapt to myself. And instead of going 19 pop up, going 20 pop up, but I get the exact same time because I haven't clicked loom. I think that might be really nice. I want to try it. Now it's a little dangerous because obviously Red's here with his militia, and if there were no loom villagers, he could very easily snipe a couple. And faster drushes certainly will have the potential to do that. So there's definitely a trade-off here. Let's see what kind of damage Red can accomplish. He has scouted his opponent's base. Oh, we have a pause. Someone might be using the restroom. I don't see any. You know, that's something weird though. The capture age doesn't seem to have like updated or something properly because I don't have the civ icons for these up in the top of the screen. So something might be a little off. Maybe we're missing some chat here. Let's hope this pause doesn't last too long, otherwise it's going to be a little bit of a scuffed video. However, the red player with his drush does see an archery range coming down. I'm not sure if the Gurjara player scouted this. I would be very interested to see. I don't believe so. No, and he doesn't even see. He might have seen the gold. He might have seen the 1 vill on gold, and that would be enough to tell. So, interesting, but he is going for an archery range. Oh, there we go. Tech, 14 go. Awesome. So yeah, he has gone for an archery range, which is pretty ideal with the pressure that Burgundians is currently applying. Nice little wall there. Very, very good. That's going to funnel the enemy into the town center range. I quite like that very, very much. That camel's going to want to get a hit on the scout cav more than anything. No luck just yet, but the archers are immediately out, and this is very perfectly answered by the Gurjara player. Very well played to him. I really wonder if he saw that archery, or he saw the gold miner and decided to go archery range. If so, that's a really smart decision. I should try and do that myself in the future. So very impressed with that. Walling in a single wood chopper is not going to be enough, but he is on straggler trees and he does have a second wood line, so I think he should be just fine. Pressure from Red, still continuing, looking for another avenue to try and deal some damage. Gate gets placed down. This is very, very solid play from the blue player. I am proud to say that I'm the same elo as these guys. So we're looking at about the same idle TC time from both players now. It looks like Red has caught up just a little bit, probably due to the fact that Blue got housed at the very start. That being said, Blue could have grabbed his sight tech. What is that called? Town Watch, is it? Man, I don't have the ability to look at the Civ tech tree. That's really annoying. So I don't think he grabbed that, and he could have. He would have had a little bit more sight to view. Yeah, it definitely hasn't. It's a pretty low view from all these buildings. We have some villagers coming forward and skirms behind this. I wonder what these villagers are going to build. It is a long time before either of these players hit Castle Age. So I'm wondering if it's going to be a tower or a forward archery range. A tower over here could be very good, very good. It would deny the woodline as well as potentially poke the berries. But I'm not sure what those villagers are doing. That's very curious to me. Skirms being out is super key though. You do shut down the archer play from your opponent, so Gurjaras are not going to be committing too hard to those archer numbers. I do think maybe a lot of scouts could have been a little bit better here. No, he doesn't have a lot of food to spare. I'm not sure where all that has gone. Probably just Vill production. Alright, these Vills are moving. Let's see exactly what goes down. Red is very proactive, though that being said, Blue is very good at playing defensively. He has yet to lose a Vill. Just a couple of military units being traded back and forth. Red's found his way back into a base. He's about to get his first Vill kill. He now has a lead. Very well played to him. Even though he started AFK at the start of the game. Very impressive. He does lose his scout, which is quite detrimental. I don't know if that's necessarily worth it, scout for Vil. But he is desperate to get some damage down, and it is putting the pressure on blue quite a bit. So I'm going to say, at least at this elo, worth for now. Doesn't have the most scouting information. And there's that tower. Hold up. I don't think blue sees it. Yep, blue does not see it, which is super duper ideal for him. Let's see red's vision. Yep, very little scouting information. Red does appear to be going very much all in, potentially. I really wish I could see a couple more eco-techs from red. He's floating the food for it. He could easily grab the next wood upgrade and just be miles ahead in wood production. So if I have one thing to add, it would be that from the red player. Tower's about to go up. Fleshing just came in. And that will die another wood line, though this one's not necessarily denied anymore. The army has been spread quite thin for our red player. It does seem he's transitioning to archers, and as well he should. He's got plenty on gold for that. And archer eco is fairly decent for the castle age. You don't need near as much vils on farms. Near as many vils on farms. Alright, this wood line is abandoned. I would have preferred potentially this tower a little bit closer to try and poke at the berries, but the berries don't matter too much, and the fact that he put it right here meant that his opponent couldn't see it. Man, imagine if Town Watch had been grabbed by blue. He'd be able to see that tower in no time and cause this push to be a lot more difficult for red, but I really like this forward aggression. Palisade is broken, probably was not finished building that, and blue's wood line, second wood line, well I guess first now, back to the first that he went to, is being denied. Oh, he's just fighting it off with villagers, and red is not paying attention to that. He is instead building a mining camp and trying to keep the tower aggression up. He doesn't have any other stone production at home, so that's going to be his way to keep tower rushing his opponent. Just lots of forward aggression. Well, looks like we're getting another pause. That's very interesting to me, because this is almost like an AI army going forward from red. He opened up with a drush and a scout. Didn't get any damage, but definitely put the pressure on blue. And then he went and followed up with skirms. Man-at-Arms skirm is a great comp, though he didn't really commit to any Man-at-Arms. I mean, he got the Man-at-Arms upgrade, but he didn't build any more, as far as I'm aware. And then just a few skirms to try and counter the archer play. Now he's kind of all in archers, it looks like. He's almost fully walled in himself. 6 on gold is just enough for the archer production, though again, I really wish he had grabbed some of his eco-techs. I don't know if he's gotten his gold mining up tech, but that could be really useful to boost these gold miners. Decent amount of farms have been placed, so he's definitely going to be looking to go castle, though his opponent is going to be hitting castle much sooner, I believe. He's gotten a lot more farm production. I really wish that his opponent went for some man-at-arms himself. He could rush down the towers, though I guess the archers are there to stop that. Or scouts. I think a stable down could be really good. Now, this push is rather slow at this point, because it's just towers and then archers, and your base is basically fully walled in, except for this little error right here. Go, go, go. Well, blue's had it with the pauses. He's getting a little bit frustrated. Can't blame you, bud. Pauses are never that fun, but it is a game that is a little more casual than others, so cannot blame our red player. Plus he's being pretty polite about it, not taking too long of pauses either. But if a third one comes in, I definitely think he's being a little bit overbearing with that. Archers are coming in, trying to poke at those berries. No more Vil kills have come in. I guess the one, I didn't notice the one other Vil kill probably over here. So there's definitely a bit of an eco lead for red. And it probably feels like blue is a lot more behind than he is, just because the score is rather high. And he's had pressure on him the whole game. But that being said, what? Did he just cancel Castle Age? I saw him click it. I think he misclicked. Oh no, blue! I saw him click the Castle Age, but it disappeared right away. He probably was trying to cancel the Vil that was keeping Castle Age from going immediately. Oh, please see this soon, dude. There we go, there we go. Oh man, that had me really worried. Okay, well that is taking away his advantage. He's no longer to be a castle first. They'll be up to castle about the exact same time, and a forward stable is going to be created by red. He does have the economy for knights. Yep, 2 stable knight plate could be achieved with this many farms, though you're going to need a few more gold miners. So I do think Cavalier very, very easily could be coming in. Another Vil coming forward. Oh, another 2 Vils coming forward. I want to see a second stable come up. Stables are coming up for blue. He thinks he might know what's going on. Either that or he feels like he needs to go Shrivamsha, which is definitely a good call. But camels would be extremely potentially helpful here. As we were saying at the start of this video, Burgundians have Cavaliers so that they can actually beat most generic camels quite comfortably. Well, I say quite comfortably. It's very even, and I wouldn't say that it's necessarily cost efficient. However, Gurjaras have 40% more bonus damage on their camels, so I think Gurjaras are going to win this quite well if it is a stable transition for red. Now, I'm not 100% convinced it is, because he's only built the one stable, and there's no stable at home. Oh, there's the second. All right, all right. Second stable's coming in. Again, not a lot of eco upgrades from our red player. I would love to see the second wood upgrade at the very least. Like that much, I think. That's probably as much as I go, to be fair. Trying to grab too many can be a little bit overkill. Nice cleanup from the archers, taking out those skirms. I do believe once we hit Castle Age, we'll see some Shrivamshers queued up. Yep. And we have Cavalier on its way. It is a very long tech to research, especially at this stage in the game, but Knights will be coming out of those stables quite quickly, and I really like the addition of the Siege as well. This could be very, very good from our blue player. Red player. Blue has been playing phenomenally though. Very good defense, in my opinion. He's kind of ignored that tower rush, which I think is totally fair. It didn't exactly turn into much more than just the one tower. I'm surprised Red hasn't placed down a second. But Siege is coming up as well to deny that. He is going to see the forward stables, and I do believe camels will be coming out next. Husbandry being grabbed, not a bad decision, but I think units is a little more important at the moment. Camels being queued, very, very good. And Cavalier is in. These Shrivamshas will get cleared up quite easily now. So it does look like we got at least one Vil kill, potentially two. Nope. Runs away just in time. Now that's enough Shrivamshas to definitely destroy any leftover crossbows, and then even potentially raid his opponent on the back end, so hopefully that is Blue's plan. Cavalier production is in full force, but we have the camels on the way behind it, so I do think Gurjaras have, once again, completely handled this pressure quite cool and collected. I am very impressed. Something I might like to see, and this is something I like to do, when I'm against camel civs, wow, that's an interesting blub. Oh no, there's a hole! He deleted a hole! That's so bad for red. Oh, I think we might have red falling under pressure here. This may be... So far, red has been very aggressive, and I think that's how he's climbed as far as he has. Now he's being put on the defensive, and this is probably not where he's comfortable. Already 3 Vils have been lost. That is super unfortunate for our red player. Gold is absolutely integral to keep this Cavalier production up. He's even sending all the Cavalier home. Fair enough decision. I think what I was about to say though, and this could have definitely helped in this said scenario. More Vils are about to go down. Oh, yep, okay, at least one more. Cavalier will be able to clear this up. As I was about to say, I really would like to go Flemish Militia. I love to mix in some Flemish Militia into my army, especially against Camel Civs, just because, or even just Knight Civs as well. It really helps you win the Cav and Spear wars. And then additionally, the fact that you have... Oh, very close to quick wall. Oh, actually, will he get it? There we go. Completely trapped. Perfect. He's going to clear up all that aggression. But at home, Blue is going to be setting up a second town center. He's feeling very comfortable, and he has oodles of camels. Probably to even push this forward base from a red. Let's see if we can get a conversion in. Very nice reaction. Very nice reaction from red. He might be able to get that. Oh, not quite. And then the crossbows are going to fall. And that ram... Oh, it's a ram, not mangonel. I would have... I think ram's probably fair. I guess you didn't have a lot of ranged units to go after anyway. Second TC going to be coming down for red here as well pretty soon, but he is no longer ahead. He's down 4 Vils, in fact, and I do believe that his army is countered with these camels, so red's going to need to make a transition of some sort in order to change things. I think Flemish Militia could be a very good play, as I was saying before. Flemish Militia definitely has the ability to kill and remove these camels, or at least counter them. Husbandry's in, and I don't know that our red player has Husbandry. Again, I can't check, which is really frustrating. Yeah, those knights are just slowly dying for absolutely free. I think it would have been better to just let them fight or take them all the way back to your base. He didn't want to do that though, because he's building a town center. The last thing you want is to get that denied. So he's just gonna run them around in circles till they die, keep the camels preoccupied as much as possible. We do not want to be queuing archers forward. Okay, he caught that. I do like the crossbow commitment. I think that's super good. That's going to be strong against the camels. That being said, though, Shrivamshas are going to be on their way. So I really want to see Flemish Militia with the crossbow, because Shrivamsha will take out those archers quite quickly as well. Wouldn't be surprising if the Gurjara player started grabbing a couple more of those Shrivamsha riders. This push is being completely shut down. It looks like the ram got killed. I didn't quite see that, but all of these buildings are going to be gone, and I think red is at this point very far behind. Ooh, look at the score as well. His eco's only 10 vils behind, which is actually quite a lot, so that's not exactly good sounding by any metric. His army's dead, his forward push is dead. He's on 2 stable crossbow. Sorry for the cut there, just had a little visit from my kids, but we are just about to finish seeing blue take out this forward base from red. Gold mining camp does go down. We're on 2 town centers for both. Oh, 3 town centers. I missed the 3rd one from blue. Oh, man. There's just, I think this game is over. The beginning was quite fun to watch and quite interesting too. Looks like red's gonna be going for a forward castle drop. That's just not gonna pan out. Crossbows here are very good. We're gonna be able to push off blue's army of camels. But once the mangonels show up, we are in very, very big trouble, especially if blue sees, yep, he's gonna see that castle foundation, and that's gonna get denied so easily. And this is a dead castle. I think red's going to GG after this occurs. 1 mangonel hit right here, 2 to hit the castle. Ooh, very nice. Oh, it is a nightmare scenario. I don't think there's going to be much that red can do. The castle is fully denied. And in fact, it's going to be dead soon too. It's being pushed. More cavalier coming in, but GG is called. Well played to both players. I really like red's aggression, but blue just had immaculate defense. And the civ that definitely backs it up super well. I think the camels were, and Shrivamshas were all super well made. Rehost, interesting. Do you want a rematch? That could be quite interesting. Where's the resign gonna be called? There we go. All right, well, a bit of a faster ending there, but I think the game was incredibly interesting. So hopefully you did enjoy, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.